Well, that escalated quite quickly. Now, I am not a manga reader, so I don't know if I am correct or not, but I highly doubt that Kotori activating and having her, like, drizzle hatch inside of her neck would already be happening. I personally believe, just from my perspective alone, that should not be happening so quick. So I'm just going to take a quick guess and say they're rushing the plot a little bit. That's what I'm going to say right now. I don't know if I'm correct. I could be instantly wrong. But I didn't feel like this episode was rushed. I just felt like that ending scene should not have happened until a long time later into the series. I don't even know if it's even happened in this series, since I don't think the manga is technically done. But anyways, let's get back on topic. Let's talk about this episode, okay? This episode had a lot of reveals, some tragic scenes, shocking scenes, and just crazy things going on. For one thing, we see Murakami die in front of us, and I'm like, just our main character died. I was like, oh my god, he is really about to die. You see his heart stop. You see he has like a part of his body just completely destroyed. I'm like, there's no fucking way he is coming back. He is freaking dead. There is no freaking magic that can bring him back. But then all of a sudden we find out that Hatsuna can revive him. I'm not going to say it's an ass pull. I'm not going to say it is, because we have already been told that Hatsuna can regenerate herself, so I guess we were never specifically told she could heal someone. But at the same time, I guess it balances the fact, even if it could be called an ass pull, because someone technically did die this episode. And so it balances it out. It really does. I mean, for instance, if both characters were to survive Hatsuna and Murakami, I would have called bullshit. I really would have, because that is just taking the easy way out of not killing a character. Yes, I may like Hatsuna's character, I may like Kazumi's character, but if she was to die in a way that was a worthy death, I would not want her to come back. I'm being honest. That's how I feel about any character. And so, Hatsuna sacrificing herself and melting to save Murakami, that was a good sacrifice. I felt very emotional in that scene. And it was a good scene, it really was, because it really just shows you that no matter if one character survives, another will die, and they're willing to kill off characters, which I am happy with. Now, there's one thing, though, that really degraded her death. Hatsuna's death was degraded by censors. I've been saying this for a couple times now, and I will say it again, those censors are killing me, and I hate them so much. I can understand the black censors when you saw Hatsuna get cut in half, and you saw the blackness, but you still could see the blood a little bit, fine. But literally covering the entire fucking screen in smoke or steam, like if you're watching a fan service bath scene, just looks freaking ridiculous. It really does. It really looks ridiculous, and it's stupid, because, I mean, we really don't get to see exactly the effects of what's causing her body. I mean, it's kind of probably disturbing if we got to see it in the anime, but still, I hate censors so much. I really do, because it really just degrades the overall emotional factor that scene should probably give off to the viewers. And it probably would have been a lot worse, a lot more horrific, and a lot of people have been screaming at their screens or really upset if they got to see the full impact of what her body really looked like. And so I'm upset about that entire factor of how they completely just censored it. But besides that, okay, we see something wrong with Hatsuna's body in the middle of this episode. We see that she has these little tentacles coming out of her neck. Most likely, it's that Drizzle, whatever that alien is, that's finally hatching out of her harness, which is very intriguing, because I didn't think that, the Drizzle can hatch if, the witch is already dead. So, that's interesting information to know now. Now we know that these alien creatures, Drizzles, can actually hatch inside of a witch's dead body, even if they're dead, or Hatsuna's alive. That's the only thing I can say right now. Either Hatsuna's alive, because we technically have never seen her truly heal herself. I mean, if we think about it, have we ever really seen her heal her own body without, her just popping up and she's completely fine? No. So I'm going to say most likely either Hatsuna is healing herself and she's alive from some bullshit means, or that is the egg hatching inside of her harness. That's the only two conclusions we get from right there. Now, I like the music of this episode. The music of this episode was spot on and amazing. I still don't like that opening song, though. I'm just gonna be straight honest. I don't like that opening song. But the music of this episode was good, and it portrayed the atmosphere correctly. Now, we get to see a little bit more Mako's personality this episode. She seemed way too childish to be the main top witch, as we've all seen and been told about for constant episodes. I'm like, whoa, her personality is really freaking different. I mean, she instantly changes right off the bat with her personality. She has extreme personality changes, as we can see, which is really interesting for her character. But another thing we find out that was a big reveal this episode is that Kuroha is a stronger witch than Valkyria. That right there just made my mouth drop. I was like, oh, this explains the opening songs with Kuroha fighting Valkyria. And now, right now, I understand the opening songs, which, that's kind of a spoiler. If you think about it, why would they spoil something like that since the very beginning? Because that really kind of degrades the shock factor of why Kuroha is fighting Valkyria. I mean, It's stupid if you think about it. I mean, think about that real quick. I mean, that was a major spoiler in the opening. But besides that, we find out if one of the buttons on her harness got pushed, okay, she has a 99% chance of dying, which is really freaking shocking. Because, I mean, if she's stronger than Valkyria, it would be bullshit if she could just press that button and automatically be stronger than her. So I'm glad there was a repercussion of that button, and that she could not just press it willy-nilly and get all her power back. But most likely, judging by the opening song, which is already spoiled a lot, most likely Murakami or Kuroha is going to punch that button, and she's going to gain her powers all back and going to fight Mako. So looking forward to that. Next episode, if I'm correct, is the final episode, and it's had a lot of things built up to this point, and a lot of people told me that I should expect some great death scenes soon. I don't know exactly what death scenes I'm going to be expecting. Hopefully it's no one that I really care about. Another thing, we also find out Kotori is a major person or pawn, a part of this entire plan, and that she is literally, her egg hatches in her neck or her harness, it will kill everybody on the entire planet. And we find out that these aliens created the humans, and at the same time they can reset Earth with a push of a button. And that's exactly what that egg inside of Kotori can do, which is absolutely insane. The end game is finally revealed with this episode. We know exactly what is going on. Everybody can die now. If this monster completely covers the entire world, it will destroy everybody. And so, I did not expect that. I did not expect an end game like this. But at the same time, we find out about Ichijiku's main goal of what he wants to do. At the same time, we find out that he used to love this girl, Rena. She died, and she went into a coma, and she could not move her body, but he could keep her brain alive with nutrition and oxygen. So he decides to transfer this girl's brain into Kotori. And I'm guessing he's trying to make it to where her memories and her entire consciousness comes back into that body, and that's why he's been doing these experiments with Kotori. And so, as we can see, most likely Kotori is confirmed dead. There is no way in hell that she is going to live after this, because she's clearly already hatched at the end of this episode. I mean, we see the egg hatching and starting to cover the world, so most likely Murakami, Kazumi, Kuroha, and all them are going to have to turn against Kotori and kill her, since she's going to turn into this monster beast. And so I'm looking forward to it. Next episode seems to be very promising, and hopefully it'll be very interesting and amazing. Tell me your thoughts on this episode, everybody. Of Brynhildr, did you enjoy it? Did you hate it? What's your favorite moments about it? I love you all so much. Please be safe. Chibi out.